was King Midas. Now, this is a story that your mom and your dad heard when they were your age. And they heard it from their mom and dad, your grandparents, and your grandparents heard it from their great-grandparents. So this is an old story.
Did this really happen?
Once upon a time, this king, who was a very nice man, had a little problem. The only thing he really loved besides his daughter was gold.
Gold.
He loved gold bracelets, he loved gold crowns on his head, mostly he loved gold coins. And he had a special counting room, and every morning after breakfast he would take his special key, he would go down and unlock the door, and he would count the money, and stack it up, and stack it up. And he'd say, I think I'm the richest man in the whole world. Well, he did really love money, but he had a little girl named Marigold, which is a flower, as you know, and he loved her as much as he loved his gold. Now, one day, he's down in his counting room, counting all his money, and he hears, he looks over, and there is a little man, kind of like a troll. You know what a troll is like.
Yes.
And the king said to him, oh, how did you get in here? I have the only key. And he said, well, I do have magical ways. And he said, and that's why I am here, your majesty. He said, I am here to give you one wish. Anything you want in the world, one wish. Now make it a good one. And King Midas said, I know what I want. I don't even have to think. All I want is gold. Gold, gold, more gold, more gold. Everything I touch, I want to turn to gold. And the little man said, are you sure that's what you want? I'm positive that's what I want. All right. He said, this is how it's going to work. Go to bed tonight, and when you wake up in the morning, reach out, touch the table next to you, and it will turn to gold. And then everything from that point on will turn to gold. Okay. Great.
Good.
He went to bed early because he was so excited. When he woke up in the morning, he reached out. Oh, nothing happened. And he thought, he must have just been fooling with me. But then, all of a sudden, the golden sun came in through the window, hit him right in the face, and he touched it again, and everything turned to gold. His slippers were gold. His bathrobe was gold. The book on the table was gold. The lamp on the table was gold. This is exactly what I wanted. So he went out to go into the dining room to have his breakfast. On the way, he went through the garden, and he saw a beautiful garden full of yellow roses. So he went bing, 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 and he turned all the roses into beautiful solid gold roses. Went into the kitchen, went to pour some coffee into a coffee mug. Uh-oh.
Coffee is gold.
Coffee was gold.
I thought the cup
He picked
was
up
gold.
a piece of toast.
Gold.
It turned to gold. He thought, well, wait a minute.
I thought it was
Well,
gonna
here's a
be
banana.
gold.
He picked up the banana.
Gold.
What am I going to eat? But just then he heard somebody crying. Crying, 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 sobbing, crying. And he went to the door, and it was Marigold. And he said, honey, what's the matter? Why are you so upset? And she said, oh, Father, our beautiful garden, it's ruined. It's a terrible, terrible sight. And he said, no, 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 honey. Those are solid gold roses. Aren't they beautiful? She said, no. They're not soft and smooth. They don't have soft, smooth petals. They don't smell beautiful like a rose. It's awful. And he reached out to put his arms around her to give her a hug.
He's
Turned
gold.
to solid gold.
No.
He couldn't talk to her. He couldn't hug her. And he started to cry. He went down to his throne, to his counting room, unlocked the door, put his head down on the table, and cried and cried.
Wait, does
All of a
that
sudden-
mean his tears turned to gold?
All of a sudden, he heard, and there was the little troll. He said, Your Majesty, what's the problem? everything turned to gold. And he said, but that's what you wanted. But my little daughter, my little girl, Marigold, she turned to gold too, and I can't hug her, I can't kiss her. He said, do you mean you don't want this wish? Do you want me to take your wish back?
Yes. Yes.
And he said, yes, please, I don't want everything to turn to gold. So he said, this is how you do it. Go into the kitchen and get a big pitcher, go down to the ocean that runs around the castle, fill it with the ocean water, and come back and pour a little bit on anything that you want to come back to regular normal.
That's nice.
So he raced to the kitchen, he got the pitcher, filled it with water, brought it back up, poured it on the roses first. As he was coming up, he poured it on all the roses, and they all became beautiful yellow, soft roses again. But then he found Marigold and poured a little bit on her head, and she was back. He was so happy. But this is what happened at the end. King Midas never, ever wore a gold crown on his head again. You know what he did with all the money?
He gave it to everybody that wasn't rich.
He went down into the village and he gave it to all the people in the village who needed money. And of course, they loved him for that. Years later, when Marigold got older and she had her own family, he used to put his grandchildren on his knee and tell them the story of the day that everything turned to gold and why he never wanted gold in his life again.
Did the babies cry?
What?
Did the babies cry since maybe the babies liked gold?
Yeah, probably. Well, a little bit is fine, but anything to excess. What does that word mean, excess?
Fancy.
Too much.
Too much.
Too much. Everything is good. You know, it's nice to eat chocolate brownies, but if you ate a whole pan of chocolate brownies,